Hello, my name is Lena Falth, and I am here to present Reiki energy medicine. I'm a Reiki master in the traditional Usui lineage of Reiki. I have been teaching and practicing Reiki for over 22 years. My Reiki practice started in hospitals and in hospices. And I have a private practice where I treat various medical conditions as well as emotional issues such as depression, anxiety, and trauma. I also use Reiki as a transformational tool in helping my clients or patients get in touch with themselves, their inner selves, and hopefully, as a result of that, find their path and their direction in life. My background is varied. In 2009, I joined the Urban Zen Foundation as a director of integrated Reiki, and I developed a one-year professional Reiki curriculum that's been used for the Urban Zen Integrative Therapy Program. And we've taught more than 450 doctors, nurses, yoga practitioners, yoga teachers, and various healthcare practitioners, with focus on UCLA Medical Center and Kent State University. My students learn to practice Reiki on themselves, on others, and then they did clinical rotations in New York City hospitals, such as Beth Israel and Montefiore, and various other sites. How did I discover Reiki? I'm going to start by saying that my Reiki journal, my Reiki journey, is very much representative of my subject of Reiki as a transformational tool. My Reiki journey started as a result of a very serious health crisis. I had what's referred to as a near-death experience, during which I lost a lot of blood and I was weak, psychologically fragmented, and in my search to get better and to get stronger, I found Reiki, and I started to receive Reiki treatments. The Reiki treatments for me were absolutely life-altering. I was very fragile, and I felt wonderful and stronger from the Reiki. And I was so fascinated with this remarkable way of feeling that I decided that I wanted to learn Reiki so that I could work on myself and share this with others. So Reiki has helped me to heal and to discover a part of myself that was deeply hidden inside of my inner worlds. And it's been a continuous spiritual adventure for me in discovering why I'm here in this world and how to help others. In this presentation today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what Reiki healing is. This isn't a Reiki workshop, but I want to describe and explain some of the mystical principles behind Reiki, the ancient esoteric terms, as well as speak of some of the quantum physics or the modern terms that support this practice. I want you to understand why Reiki is such a transformational practice, despite the fact that the understanding of Reiki does not always go that deep. But when we go into deeper research, we realize that a modern-day energy medicine is very much based on very, very ancient traditions. In this presentation today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what Reiki healing is. This is not a Reiki workshop, but I want to help you understand why I feel Reiki is such a transformational practice based on ancient traditions, and why, for this very reason, it lends itself so well to supporting patients in clinical settings, as well as providing support to patients or clients who are going through emotional therapeutic work. I'm going to describe Reiki in esoteric terms, as well as explain some of the science and quantum physics that support this modality as what is called an evidence-based modern-day wellness tool. Now, this term evidence-based is very important in discussing Reiki as a modality in clinical settings. Simply put, it means that through available scientific evidence, Reiki has been shown to improve patient or client outcomes. This means that we have clinical studies that show Reiki to be effective in improving patient outcomes. And that's in a number of different ways. I'm going to go into deeper details on the clinical benefits in a few minutes. So let's start by asking, what is Reiki? Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Reiki, many of you probably are, Reiki is a Japanese vibrational energy therapy. And it's facilitated by light touch with the hands, on or slightly off the body. Reiki is administered through the laying on of one's hands, and it's based on the idea that universal life force energy is transferred through the Reiki practitioner to the recipient of the Reiki energy therapy. Reiki is a Japanese term, and it's composed of two words. Rei, which means, roughly translated, God's wisdom or higher power. Ki, which I'm sure most of us have heard, which means life force energy. So it's the God's wisdom, higher power, and life force energy. So we may ask ourselves, what is this universal life force energy? What does that mean? This universal life force energy, it can be understood as visible or palpable energy. Energy that infuses and permeates all living forms. A vibrational, pulsating energy that comes from everywhere. This universal life force energy is usually referred to as Reiki healing energy, or in healthcare settings, it's usually referred to as Reiki energy therapy. So, Reiki can be described as a life force energy believed to invoke a higher power that has its own intelligence, God's wisdom. A spiritually guided system that promotes wellness and well-being. So how does that translate, or how do we speak about that in scientific terms? Well, in 1994, the National Institute of Health established the word biofield. And biofield basically means life field. And Reiki has been classified by NIH as a biofield energy therapy. This would be the scientific classification, medical classification for Reiki in the medical field. So let's talk briefly about the biofield, because this shows us how significant and important this classification is. The biofield is an ensemble, it's a hierarchy of different energies that emanate and extend from each person's body. There's a whole hierarchy of fields that organize the body as a whole, organs, tissues, and cells. We won't go into too much on that, but in esoteric terms, these fields are often referred to as subtle fields. One of those, for example, is the aura or meridians. So the biofield is important because it pervades the whole biochemical body, and it instructs the body on how to function correctly. It is believed that the biofield plays a critical role in maintaining health. And the biofield strengthens the body's ability to cope with stress and to overcome disease. In the last decades, scientists have gone from believing that there's no such thing as an energy field around the human body to stating that such fields do exist and that they are medically relevant. Most of you probably know that our whole view of reality has changed dramatically because of quantum physics. No longer do we need to believe that the universe is a mechanical system where everything is linear. But now, present scientific view actually supports the idea that reality, that we are composed of energy fields. Everything is energy. And in this theory, all things are connected by a web of energy. Now, this is an example of how Reiki, based on an ancient tradition of spirituality, leads us back to how ancient cultures have held this view for thousands of years. An example is ancient spiritual India, where prana was believed to be the source of all life. So how does that relate exactly to Reiki? What does Reiki do? What are some of the benefits of Reiki? And how does this universal life force come into play? Well, we're going to talk about how Reiki works. And then we're going to lead into some of these important questions. And you're going to see how it all connects into ancient traditions as well as some of these quantum physics concepts. So let's start by talking about what Reiki does. Reiki reduces stress. Reiki relaxes the body, which leads to improved healing. So Reiki, we could say, is a relaxation therapy. Reiki strengthens the body's ability to heal itself, and it strengthens the immune system. Reiki reduces pain. That means that Reiki can reduce the need for pain medication, which is significant when we're speaking about clinical environments. Reiki reduces anxiety. Now, these are benefits of Reiki that are observed, and they are also documented in studies, clinical studies. For surgery, Reiki increases relaxation and helps the body heal itself. Surgery can be shortened as a result of Reiki, and patients heal quicker after surgery or post-op. So for all these reasons and many more, Reiki is becoming more and more popular in hospitals and in clinical settings. According to the latest numbers that I think we have, about 20% of US hospitals offer Reiki, and this number is growing. Reiki is part of something that's called energy medicine, and it's often referred to as the new frontier in medicine.